And here it is, we go again. Here it is, we go again. Roll up, ladies and gentlemen. One man went to mow. Here it is, we go again. Here I am going again. Are you there coming with me? The session has commenced and your company is required. That thing that we do on a regular, every single day, the first installation of today's marathon session, it has begun. So if you are available, avail yourself of the session. The usual protocol, as you're coming in, click on the like button. If you're not already subscribed, then correct that. If the subscribe button is showing red on your screen, then you have not yet done the right thing. So do the right thing. One man went to mow, the eagle has landed.
Another Savior, holy, 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 another Savior, holy, 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 holy,
Well, this is Mobien. This is dedicated to the gallant heroes of the Nigerian Biafra War and IPO families all over the world. I remember the Nigerian Biafran War, in the thickness of the Biafra genocide. Hey, one man revived the vanishing hope to life. Let the great Biafran army to fight, and they were singing out, holy, 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 all the never do is another Savior. They were singing out, holy, 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 all the never do is another Savior. Holy, 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 all the never do is another Savior. The genocide, whoa, yet another great leader has risen up now, oh, and he's leading the Biafrans to victory. In your madika, yabika kokwa namno wow, hey, Emefiele maduche me for, manemo, it's an honor having you on board, when I'm singing along, holy, 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 holy. Is another Savior.
Another Savior, holy, 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 another Savior, holy, 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 holy,
Well, this is Mobien. This is dedicated to the gallant heroes of the Nigerian Biafra War and IPO families all over the world. I remember the Nigerian Biafran War, in the thickness of the Biafra genocide. Hey, one man revived the vanishing hope to life. Let the great Biafran army to fight, and they were singing out, holy, 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 all the never do. They were singing out, holy, 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 all who never do is another Savior. Holy, 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 all who never do is another Savior. Many years after the genocide, whoa, yet another great leader has risen up now. And he's leading the Biafrans to victory. In madika ya bika kwa na mnoa ana mekele mazuche mefo.
And there it is right there, holy, holy. So there it is right there, holy, holy. Holy, holy, as guys, I bring you this. Ruling APC presidential aspirant Ben Ayade secretly buys senatorial nomination form as Plan B option. So, of course, we've always insisted, and even without us insisting, it is patently obvious that a lot of the people buying the presidential nomination forms, they're just chancers, opportunists, and daydreamers. All appellations, all descriptions, all adjectives that describes, of course, Ben Ayade, a chancer, an opportunist, and a daydreamer. You only have to look at the titles of his budget in his Greek state to understand that this is just a daydreamer. So the daydream are infused with the reality. Ruling APC presidential aspirant Ben Ayade secretly buys senatorial nomination form as Plan B option. So I would suggest that that is actually his Plan A because there's no vacancy for him in Aso Rock. So from that to this, Buhari has ordered Emefiele to resign from CBN before Monday. Secretary to the federal government, Boss Mustafa, asserting that. So it's quite a peculiar one because the governor of the central bank is not essentially a political appointee. So he's not swept up by that Article 8412, that is the offending one that has got them all in a TZ. But still, just for the morality and principle of it, and just for the optics as well of it, because you cannot have somebody that is in charge of the monetary space of Nigeria being this flaky a person. So the flaky movement now has forced the Aboki from Daura to vest upon the sapele water drinking man from Delta in the creeks. So sapele water and Buruku to fight it out. Buhari has ordered Emefiele to resign from CBN before Monday. Secretary to the federal government, Boss Mustafa, informs. So there it is right there. A lot of heads rolling now, but a head that is neither rolling nor steady, but just wobbling all over the place. Jonathan finally joins ruling APC in Bayelsa Ward, set to recontest for president. So the treachery now has now birthed, and we now know just what this guy is all about. So there was never any great mystery to it. So I don't know why he dilly-dallied that long to land at that port. So a lot of you, of course, are aware. Okay, let me actually just bring you this headline because that might not have. Peter Obi's supporters are demarketing him. So this is an assertion by a person, but what is it predicated upon is the curiosity. Because Peter Obi, of course, the golden fleece of the southeastern region, they are one singular hope, the one that is not too much blemishes attached to his name. Yes, the Pandora Papers and whatnot, but he's the clean-cut image, the one clean-cut image that comes out of the East. If you set it against the backdrop of Ojikalu, Rocha Sokorocha, and the usual rogue list, he's the shining light that comes out of the East. But is he being marketed properly is what this person is querying. Peter Obi's supporters are demarketing him. So what emboldens that statement, we'll find out shortly. But that space, of course, rhymes with this space. 2023, PDP takes final decision on zoning. So what PDP has decided on zoning, not a great mystery, and I suspect that nothing will come to you as a surprise when we read it out. But the headline are quoted in ambiguity. 2023 presidency, PDP takes final decision on zoning. So there it is right there, yay or nay. So we find out just what is in play there. So that is the accoutrement, that is the complement, that is the menu list. So pick as you will, but what is not optional is clicking on the like button and the subscribe button. That is mandatory. So do those two clickings. But then if you want to come and discuss any of these talking points just as soon as I've read them out, click on the hyperlink that says StreamYard And then that brings you onto a studio space. And as soon as I'm done doing the readouts, then I'll just let you onto the screen and sample your opinion about the talking points. It's an interactive session. It's an open microphone session. And the open microphone is the hyperlink that says StreamYard on your screens. The hyperlink in the comment section that says StreamYard. One man went to mow. The eagle has landed.
Python that's one, Python that's two, now Python that's a three. Unapoli Mary Nandi win the war. Python that's one, Python that's two, now Python that's a three. Unapoli Mary Nandi go only do I walk. O Mary Wonenizu Giroya Abakare. Mamanda Ora, Unapuri Mary Nandi win the war. Python that's one, Python that's two, now Python that's a three. Unapuri Mary Nandi win the war. Python that's one, Python that's two, now Python that's a three. Unapuri Mary Nandi win the war. Python that's one, Python that's two, now Python that's a three. Unapoli Mary Nandi win the war. Python that's one, Python that's two, now Python that's a three. Unapoli Mary Nandi win the war. Python that's one, Python that's two, now Python that's a three. Unapoli Mary Nandi.
And there you heard it, the Ipokitipo singers from the eastern part of Nigeria. Nnamdi Tiwiniwo Boni identity. So Nnamdi wins the war. As guys, I bring you this. Ruling APC presidential aspirant Ben Ayade secretly buys senatorial nomination form as Plan B option. A presidential aspirant of the All Progressive Congress, Professor Ben Ayade, has secretly obtained senatorial forms of the ruling party, correspondents gather. Ayade had on April the 26th declared his intention to run for the office of president. He had claimed to have secured the approval of President Muhammad Buhari, leading to his disclosure to contest for the presidential ticket of the party. On Monday, a support group presented the 100 million naira APC presidential nomination forms to the Cross River State governor. Whilst accepting the forms, Ayade said he has governed Cross River well and can do the same for the entire country. However, an APC document obtained by correspondents showed that the governor also obtained the 20 million naira expression of interest and nomination forms for the Cross River senatorial election. Ayade is seeking to represent Cross River North Senatorial District in the upper chamber of the National Assembly. A source told correspondents that another senatorial aspirant from the district has entered a pact to act as a placeholder for the governor. You know, the senatorial primaries will come before the presidential, so that aspirants who I don't want to mention his name will get the Cross River North senatorial tickets, an APC member said. If the governor fails to get the presidential ticket of our party, then his front, who got the senatorial ticket, will step down and he will be replaced by the governor. So Plan B, Cross River style, but is that legal or is that permissible? So if somebody wins a ticket and he steps down, is it not then the person that comes second in the polling that should get the ticket and not somebody that was not at all in the race? But there it is right there. The Nigerian magic continues. The Nigerian magic continues to this. Buhari has ordered Emefiele to resign from CBN before Monday. Secretary to the federal government, Boss Mustafa. President Muhammad Buhari has ordered Governor, that will be CBN Governor, so not Governor, but CBN Governor. President Muhammad Buhari has ordered CBN Governor Godwin Emefiele to resign from the Central Bank of Nigeria over his intention to run for president in the upcoming general elections. The president's directive came via a circular on Thursday that asked multiple categories of public office holders seeking different elective positions next year to resign now and concentrate their endeavors, according to a statement issued by the Cabinet Secretary, Boss Mustafa. Mr. Mustafa said ministers, heads of extra ministerial departments, and political office holders, amongst other categories, have been asked to step down before May the 16th. Mr. Emefiele is the head of the Central Bank of Mr. Emefiele, as the head of the Central Bank of Nigeria, is captured in the circular, according to two permanent secretaries interviewed by correspondents. Several ministers and political office holders eyeing primaries later this month have already resigned from office over the past 24 hours, and many more are expected to stand down before the end of the week. Mr. Emefiele has rejected calls to step down and protect the independence and impartiality of the central bank, but he rejected the calls despite actively seeking presidential nomination of the ruling All Progressive Congress APC. He has filed a lawsuit asking a federal judge to declare him suitable to run for president whilst serving as CBN governor. A decision is expected later today on the matter. It was unclear whether or not President Buhari had the powers to order Mr. Emefiele's resignation or dismissal, because the Central Bank of Nigeria Act emphasizes the independence of the CBN from external influence, though President Goodluck Jonathan suspended Lamido Sanusi as CBN governor in 2014. Although the decision was deemed highly controversial, it was never invalidated by the courts. So there it is right there. The pressure mounts on Emefiele to step down. But then it's just the optics of it, the morality of it, even the legality of it, totally questionable. Because as we were just discussing in an earlier session, the materials, all the sensitive electoral materials that INEC are going to use for the elections, they are stored with the CBN, which is the safest place in Nigeria in terms of storing sensitive documentations. So this guy wants to be president. He sits atop the organization where all the electoral materials are stored. How does that even rhyme as a thing? But then that is Nigeria, of course. As I'm talking, I'm looking through headlines and I'm thinking maybe I should bring you an extra one, but we'll see how it goes. So from that to this. So this is the worst kept secret within the Nigerian political space. But at last, a decision made. Jonathan finally joins ruling APC in Bayelsa Ward, set to recontest for president. So this is the worst kept secret, of course. All the protestations and all of the lions, the guy's greed and avarice at last overwhelms him and propels his actions. President Goodluck Jonathan has formally defected to the ruling All Progressive Congress APC in a bid to recontest for president in 2023. This comes hours after disowning a nomination form purportedly procured for him by a northern group, following reports that a coalition of northern sociocultural groups, basically of Fulani extraction, purchased 100 million naira nomination and expression of interest forms of the APC for the former president to contest for president again in 2023. Jonathan swiftly rejected the presidential form purchased for him on Monday. Speaking through his media advisor, Ikechukwu Eze, the former president said it was an insult for the group to have bought him the forms without his permission. But according to News Agency of Nigeria, a credible source in Jonathan's camp said the former president has finally decided to vie for the top office again. Jonathan lost to the incumbent President Muhammad Buhari in 2015 as a member of the People's Democratic Party (PDP). The source, who spoke on condition of anonymity, told News Agency of Nigeria that the former president has formally joined the APC after registering at his Otueke ward in Bayelsa. He is expected to submit the duly filled forms on Thursday. Several bigwigs of the party have also been calling Jonathan to pledge their loyalty and support to the former president, the source said. The source told News Agency of Nigeria political correspondent late on Wednesday that some influential African leaders had called Mr. Jonathan earlier on Monday to advise him to contest the election in the interest of Nigeria. At least 3 top African leaders called the former president on the matter. They also urged him to run. One of them specifically told him that it didn't make sense traveling all over Africa, settling disputes, only to shy away from leadership responsibility in his home country. Another reminded him of the implication of failing to put the experiences he has garnered as a former president of Nigeria and as a continental statesman to good use, the source also said. According to the source, some of the African leaders told Jonathan that Nigeria was passing through challenging times and in need of a unifier like Jonathan at this time. The source did not disclose the names of the African leaders. Correspondents exclusively reported on Thursday that claims by the former president that he did not authorize the purchase of the multi-million naira forms were far from the truth. Contrary to his denial, former President Goodluck Jonathan gave over 200 million naira to Governor of Jigawa State, Mohammed Badaru, to purchase the APC nomination and expression of interest forms for him. A source privy to the arrangement told correspondents. Interestingly, the Jigawa governor, Badaru, had last week joined other interested presidential aspirants to vie for the ticket of the APC by buying the 100 million naira nomination and expression of interest forms. I will join the presidential race since everyone knows I am highly qualified a person to do the job, Badaru had been quoted as saying during an APC stakeholder meeting held at Government House in Dutse last Tuesday. The governor was also said to have told the gathering during the meeting that he was pressured by his colleagues to contest for the presidential seat. His media aide, Awalu Sankara, said his principal had sought President Buhari's blessings before buying the forms. But correspondents learned that the Jigawa governor had bought the forms and come up with the statement as a ruse to deceive Nigerians, as he was indeed working for Jonathan. It was further learned that Jonathan had backed out of the plan and swiftly come up with the denial after the APC national chairman, Abdullahi Adamu, refused to guarantee that the former president would be the consensus candidate of the ruling party. The reason why Jonathan gave him that much money, over 200 million naira, was that he asked the governor to buy himself a Form 2 in order to cover up the deal, the source had said. Upon purchasing the forms, Jonathan alerted Buhari. Buhari told him to meet with the APC national chairman, Abdullahi Adamu, but Adamu said he couldn't guarantee him as a consensus candidate. At that point, GEJ, Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, started denying that he had purchased the form, another source had said. Correspondents much earlier broke the story of how a cabal in the ruling APC had pushed for Jonathan to succeed Buhari after being impressed by how the former president never openly criticized the Buhari government despite its ineptitude and the insult the APC, as an opposition party, hurled at him, Jonathan, ahead of the 2015 presidential election. The fact that Jonathan cannot spend more than one term in office, if they can manage to get him there, was also not lost on the cabal. However, correspondents had also reported how Jonathan was later called a betrayer by the cabal after he failed to fulfill some of the conditions given to him, including convincing some PDP governors to defect to APC. So treachery by Jonathan completes. Treachery by Jonathan, but the faltering campaign of Peter Obi. Peter Obi's supporters demarketing him. So what underpins this statement? Let's find out. Oh, hold on. This is going to be a difficult read because it's one of those sites where there's just advertisements, just choking up the actual article itself. Ndigbo, we know how to jinx a good thing. Perhaps it is our seeming indomitable, boisterous, and thornous will that seduce us to think everyone must believe in what we believe in and must act and think in consonance with our disposition. Anyone who does not support us or share our sentiment is an enemy deserving the guillotine. How did we evolve? So I can't read that word because it's covered up. We were not always this Philistine, intolerant, angry, minority, and hateful. Our fathers were peaceful. Oh, I think this might well be some sermonizing piece. Okay, it's not that long, so let me just bring it. Hold on. We were not always this Philistine, intolerant, angry, minority, and hateful. Our fathers were peaceful people who lived through a brutal war, yet held out a hand of brotherhood to other Nigerians. Some have lived and died in the north and in other parts of Nigeria outside the southeast since the Civil War. They were accommodating of divergent opinions, temperate in utterance, graceful, and measured in actions. The young Igbo today, particularly those who take up residence on social media, are quick-tempered, offish, and ready to maul anyone who holds a plural view. So that is coming from an Igbo person, but that is a view widely held. The young Igbo today, particularly those who take up residence on social media, are quick to temper, offish, and are ready to maul anyone who holds a plural view. They are unthinking, rash, and uncritical. It must be their way or the highway to hell. What a retrogressive evolutionary trajectory. How did a critical mass of Igbo young become so narrow-minded and uncultivated? Maybe these ones do not know that to be Igbo is to be liberal. It is to be egalitarian. It is to be expansive. It is to be accommodating of all views and people. It is to be critical, circumspect, questioning everything and believing nothing until there is proof. And most importantly, to be Igbo is not to deify any earthling or make any human a god. Since Peter Obi, a former Anambra State governor, declared his intention to run for president, a herd of internet contagion has been attacking anyone who does not show him support. His supporters have been the most intemperate, wielding virtual cudgels, and they bludgeon anyone who refuses to acknowledge Peter Obi as a better presidential candidate. They empty their bowels of invectives, hate, and threats against anyone who points out the obvious political weakness of the former Anambra state governor. Peter Obi's political network is abysmally limited. As I have always said, he is the creation of an internet fad and does not matter in the Peter Obi's political network is abysmally limited, and as I have always said, he is the creation of an internet fad and does not matter to the hoi polloi. He is a decent man with a potential of a progressive president. If only wishes were horses, Peter Obi will ride them to the presidency. Sadly, they are not. Only Igbo votes cannot make Peter Obi president. He needs first the votes of PDP delegates from across the states. And if by some twist of Kismet, he becomes the PDP presidential candidate, he needs the vote of all Nigerians, particularly the North. His supporters are perhaps too self-absorbed or utterly ignorant to understand that the belching ethnic slurs against other Nigerians on the internet, because they are not so taken in by him, is actually demarketing their candidate. This is not how to win popular support in a country like Nigeria with a very diverse population. Instead of pulling moderates and the undecided to the umbrella of Peter Obi, his supporters are setting them apart and even turning the minds of those who are sympathetic to Obi's candidature. Who would want a Peter Obi presidency where his supporters are rabid, caustic, bigoted, and hateful? It is becoming obvious that some of Peter Obi's supporters may be from the same gene pool as those who promoted Southeast secession. So, that's it right there. But I'm going to at the end go up to see who actually wrote this piece, because it is only an Easterner that would dare to write this piece. Everybody thinks it, but we are too afraid to verbalize it. But it is only really an Easterner that would dare to write this piece. Yeah, so I'll find out shortly, just as soon as I finish reading it, just to see who wrote it. Yeah. So who would want a Peter Obi presidency where his supporters are rabid, caustic, bigoted, and hateful? It is becoming obvious that some of Peter Obi's supporters, I would say most of them, so it's becoming obvious that some of Peter Obi's supporters may be from the same gene pool as those who promoted Southeast secession. So Ipobians and the Nzobu chanters. It is the same non-strategy, hate, anger, and more hate. Peter Obi supporters may think they are aggressively promoting him, but they have only succeeded in reducing him to an ethnic champion. How preposterous that a good product should be so jinxed. It appears that the Southeast is in dire need of a messiah, so anyone that fate throws up is summarily crowned as a lodestar to lead the Igbos out of the 8 years of wandering. But we must realize that we are the messiah we seek. It is our collective actions that matter. Peter Obi is a gentleman, peace-loving, soft-spoken, refined, expansive, and cerebral. I know he would not support the hate his supporters trade on social media. In fact, what his supporters do is antithetical to what he stands for. I think it is wise he addresses the mobilizers of his campaign on social media to put some decorum and decency to their crusade for him. He needs Nigerians to be president. So the person that wrote this piece is Frederick Nwabofo. Frederick Nwabofo. So a steed died in the war Easterner. We all think it, but only he can write it. So from that, we learn from Lali, this the lad read out, and then we see who is available to take them on. 2023 presidency, 2023 presidency, PDP takes final decision on zoning ahead of its presidential primaries fixed for May the 28th to 29th, 2022. The National Executive Committee (NEC) of the People's Democratic Party (PDP) on Wednesday discarded zoning, thus throwing open its presidential ticket in respect of 2023. Correspondents report that the PDP NEC took the decision after its 96th meeting held at its national secretariat in Abuja. After an extensive deliberation, NEC aligned with the recommendation of the PDP National Zoning Committee that the presidential election should now be left open. PDP's National Publicity Secretary, Debo Ologun-Nagba, disclosed. Furthermore, Ologun-Nagba stated that the party will conduct its presidential primaries, special national convention to elect the party's presidential candidate on May the 28th and Sunday the 29th, 2022 in Abuja. Amongst the PDP aspirants are former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, former Senate President Bukola Saraki and Pius Ayim, former Governor of Anambra State Peter Obi, Bauchi and Sokoto State Governors Bala Mohammed and Aminu Tambuwal. Others are Rivers State Governor Yemsin Wike, publisher Dele Momodu, former banker Mohammed Hayatuddin, pharmacist Sam Oha Bunwa, Akwa Ibom State Governor Emmanuel Udom, and only female presidential aspirant Olivia Tariela. Also eyeing the presidency are former governor of Ekiti State, Ayo Fayose, a lawyer, Charles Okudili, Chikwendu Kalu, and Cosmos Ndukwe. So there it is right there, an open ticket for the PDP. And there it is right there. An open ticket for the PDP. Ajanle Koko, we see you. Charlie Boy, we see you. Victor joins us as he does when the wheel takes him. And of course, our Dutchman, Solly. So good to have you all, gentlemen. So, gentlemen, good to have you. Let's go first then to Victor for reasons that he's joining us from Nigeria. And we want to capture him before he loses his, hopefully he doesn't lose his connection. So, Victor, are you ready to go? Or should I come back to you?
Yeah, I am ready. One moment.
All right, brilliant. Good to have you, Victor. So, Victor, to that space then, it comes as no surprise, but it is categorical now. The PDP have thrown their presidential ticket open. So it was fun while it lasted, but Peter Obi can now go sit in the back seat. So Peter Obi sent to the back seat. Victor.
Yeah, definitely there will.
Oh, you're dipping out. Yeah, you've dipped out somewhat, Victor. Hello. Yeah, we've lost you. No, we can't hear you, Victor. Okay. Well, we let Victor sort out the gremlins, but we go to Solly whilst Victor is sorting out the gremlins. Solly, so to that question to Victor, the PDP, they've thrown their presidential ticket open. So thanks for coming, Peter Obi. But that is the exit door right there. Victor, we can't hear you. We'll come back to you, Victor. Yeah, we're losing you somewhat. Your connection is not breaking through yet. Yeah, sorry.
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised because man, they respect Atiku more than they respect Peter Obi. You know, they feel like it's all about power right now. You know, some people want to come in and form and brand new. I can save the country, but you know, there's still that political power. You can't read
clear indications that these things
you can't read
that
I don't
The
think
ticket
Victor
will
can
not.
hear. Oh yeah, we've lost him. The connection was bad, but he will reconnect. Yeah, I didn't kick him off, by the way. You could see that the connection was poor, but sorry, carry on.
Yeah, so it has political backing.
Mm,
It's just like if a label wants to sign an artist, if it doesn't have some kind of following, they are gambling everything on the artist. Because what if he's not likable? What if he doesn't have likability by the people? But the article has backing. To me, is a more I don't really like him, but it's a more formidable candidate than Peter Obi. Everybody keeps saying Peter Obi has backing, but all I'm seeing is online. Online, online, online. I'm not.
I don't even see it online because the last piece, no, well, second to last piece that we read about Peter Obi supporters demarketing him, it actually rhymes more with how I view that narrative. I don't see a lot in this Peter Obi narrative, but people are pushing aggressively that there is a narrative, but nobody sees it. But you don't want to push too hard against it for reasons of not being accused of being an ethnic bigot or something. But
You
Peter
know,
Obi is just a nonsense. You should
no,
go and
no,
sit
no,
down now.
no.
It was
One man.
yeah.
If Nigeria was not a tribalist, if Nigeria didn't have tribalism issues, I
Hmm.
think he would be a formidable candidate.
Hmm.
Because he has this. I don't know me. I don't. But I think he has likability with the people. He doesn't have the.
He has a vocal minority mass.
Yes, and he doesn't
Yeah,
have this.
yeah.
This shadow of corruption laid over him, unlike the
Hmm.
other politicians.
Hmm.
So he's an easier person to see, okay, let me just vote for him online, likability. But we
Hmm.
all know, me, I know as a Yoruba man, a Yoruba man can be nice and say, online, I can vote for Peter Obi, but it's
Hmm.
that last day, till that final point where you tick your ballot box that a Yoruba man decides. A Yoruba man can do anywhere belle face, but for specific reasons, as new information is coming in, you can make your decisions based on that. But
Hmm.
at the end of the day, it's the final ballot box day. See what happened with Showore. It can be the same thing with Peter Obi.
Hmm.
All this. I'm not. I don't think someone like Atiku cares about their online polls or Tinubu.
No, the delegates are not online now. The
You know,
delegates are
so
there. They are not
so you know,
online.
I'm looking at reality.
Where do you think Peter Obi will fall in the hierarchy? So give me a chart of the APC primary. So the contenders are Atiku, Saraki, Tambuwal, Bala Mohammed, Dele Momodu, Peter Obi. So where do you think Peter Obi will rate them in order, cascade them from first to sixth?
Peter Obi and who? Bala
Oh,
Mohammed. I don't even know who
Oh,
Bala
okay, okay,
Mohammed is.
okay. Don't worry. So let me move you on from that space and speak instead to Ben Ayade, the governor of Cross River, picking up a senatorial form as a side bet. It's just it's too much money, isn't it? So when you know that you have no chance, everybody knows you have no chance, but that 100 million naira is constituting a nuisance in your pocket is too bulky, so you take it out of your pocket and just throw it in the bin. If
Well,
your status is senatorial, so why even embarrass yourself and throw money away like that?
yeah, but one man, that's politics. Every politician at one point did not have a chance, And in Nigeria, the way they do so much mago, 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 you might just end up luckily being that to be in that position. Maybe it's because the guy at the top wanted you because of some specific reasons for his own personal reasons. You now get there mistakenly, or just any kind of reason that you can get there. A lot of people would have not believed they will be where they are right now. So them bringing out form for political positions that you believe is almost impossible. That's not how they are seeing it. Malami believes he can become president. All these other people believe. I don't think they have, because Buhari has told them to resign and they resigned. So they believe. They are not looking at it the way they know how they did their mago mago to get there, and they believe that all they need to do is maybe 10 times more. They
So
all have their own strategy. Barcelona and Arsenal still thinks that it's going to win Champions League. They have their own strategy. They have their. It's just like that. But it's at the end of the day, it's people like Barcelona and Bayern Munich that win Champions League.
If you don't buy the ticket, you don't win the lottery, Abi.
Yeah, so
All right. All right. Thank you. So let me take you then to this space. Buhari orders Emefiele to resign as CBN governor. So Emefiele is not especially captured by the article schedule 8412 that seems to be the offending one that seems to be chopping them at the feet. But the morality of it, and even the act that enacts the CBN, it insists on impartiality, being apolitical. The list of everything that is that Emefiele is not. He's partisan and political. Now wants to be the president. Direct instruction, according to Boss Mustafa, that Buhari has now told him just to get out. Get out.
he, him being a president of CBN is a form of presidency, because it's like he's the president of the money, all the money in the country, but he doesn't know his power. Then it's not only the CBN governor. Everybody, like, okay, there's Rotimi Amici, and then there's Akpabio, and then there's
But they have resigned though.
yes, they have resigned because they have true ambition for it. That CBN governor is just trying to, I don't know what he's doing, because if he truly believes that he's going for presidency, or you will leave that CBN position, but I believe they should force him out of that position.
Well,
He has no good plans for Nigeria.
he is in court, and the judgment comes in today to
So
assert
if he
that
wants to go for presidency, what is this battle to leave office then?
no, he's in court today, Solly, with the assertion that he can be the CBN governor and run concurrently as a presidential candidate.
Well,
So
I
he
don't
says
blame
that
him.
he's saying that his fundamental right allows for that. So he's in court today to test that in law. So if the court if the court finds in his favor, but Buhari has directed for him to resign, what options does he really have? Because Buhari, he can sack him, but he doesn't really have that power, because the enacting the enabling act for CBN, it puts a lot to make it independent, so it's not really subject to so much executive influence. So Buhari will struggle to sack him, but Buhari has invited him to resign. But if the court asserts that he has the right to run to seek elective position while still being governor of the central bank, what options then does he have?
Well, since they are giving everybody free pass, he can try his luck. See the way all these people understand the constitution, they understand the laws, they are even challenging the laws. This is what I've been saying that the average Nigerian should do. I've been saying it. It's not everything gra, it's not everything fight, it's not everything you want to separate. Imagine if everybody in the country knew the constitution. We would at least have a fighting chance against these politicians. Everybody, at least 100 million people, knew the constitution. You see the way they are trying to find mago tactical ways, to fight it. They are even going to court again. Imagine everybody in the country, 10 million people, 50 million people going against the government legally in every you are not leaving any room or any space for them to address anything. But there again, the country lacks education, and they are not even paying ASU. People going on strike is even favoring them, because you are making the citizens dumber. So it's just Nigerians should just upgrade their intelligence. Or
All right. So Goodluck Jonathan finally picks up his he formally registers now with the APC at Otweke, his local ward. So the worst kept secret in politics that this guy was crossing over. So what does this portend though for the likes of Tinubu, Rotimi Amechi, Oshibanjo, etc.? He's not coming there to take part.
yes,
He's coming there to take over.
Man, this is a big problem for the southeast. We are still even battling. It may not be a big problem, because this might be what will actually make the southwest. Sorry, I don't know if I said southeast before, but I meant
Yeah,
southwest.
Southwest, yeah.
Yeah, this might be what will make the southwest actually unite and actually select one candidate, because You know, we'd rather just have one candidate than lose it at this point. Because practically speaking, for me, I believe we are the only ones that can fix this country at this point. Though we have no side to pick, we don't need to do marginalization, we don't need to do nepotism. You know, even if there's corruption, we still try to pick the best people for the job. No favoritism or all these kinds. The person that is picked for the job will actually do something. You know, so I don't know, it's a big problem. At this point it will be backed by so many northerners, because northerners want him to serve his one term and then he should come back to the north. You know, those are the
It's almost certain to get the ticket for that
this is
reason,
a
and
big
that reason
problem.
only. He is a one-time person.
Mhm.
He will get the ticket.
Yes, the north will vote for him.
Abubakar Malami will go and park his immunity in Kebbi State House. Jonathan completes one term. Abubakar Malami leaves State House Kebbi to come and occupy it, to come to his back to his office in Aso Rock.
But one man, what do you think? If Jonathan wins the election, there will be a new cause for Yoruba nation?
Well,
I'm not really sure. It's not such a big trigger, because we can allow. We don't really have any problem. I think most Yoruba people not really
no,
have.
I think Jonathan presidency will be a boon for the Yoruba nation narrative, no matter how Jonathan governs, you know, because the Yorubas created all of this opportunity that presents now for
Yes,
Jonathan to take advantage of, and for Peter Obi to take advantage of. So they must feel slighted that after all their hard work, somebody comes in to harvest. So that must rankle, and the pushback against Yoruba nation would not be as forceful as it once was. When Tinubu will go and tell Passion Roti that the Fulanis are not the ones that killed his daughter and whatnot. So all of those were removed. So the Yoruba nation then gets even more free space to agitate frontally.
but I don't think it will be strong enough to form a separation. Anyway, Sha, because
No,
it's
but
still
but but the people will be sympathetic to it more, because that will be the only story left for us. If
yes,
we
but it's
can't
about
govern our own fate, then we must take our own destiny into our own hands.
yeah,
You know,
but
we cannot be, secondary to in a place that we call our own.
yeah, but the people in power also have to unite. That's the thing. I'm sure it will give them 50-50. Some people will want it, some people will not want it. They have to be fully united.
You know, if Jonathan wins the presidency, then the Yorubas are out of play
It's
for for
50-50.
for
Some will accept, some
for
won't.
for 12 years. We're out of play for 12 years if Jonathan wins that presidency. He serves one term, the Malams come back for 8 years, you know. So the Yorubas are out of play for 12 years. So what happens then? So then would have been out of play for since Obasanjo, since 2007. The Yorubas will be out of play completely.
And that country will stagnate.
You know, in a country that we hold together. You know, so
And yes,
we
that's
would
true.
have
We
to
hold
think
it
hard.
together.
We will have to think hard. I mean, by we, I mean the Yorubas. They will have to think hard, because thank you, Solis. So sorry for reasons of time. Let me go on to Victor, who hopefully now has a better connection. Victor, we were trying to listen to you, but all we could hear was dead silence. But hopefully you've moved around and we can hear you better
Yes,
now. So yeah.
I'm in a better place now. Yeah.
All right, brilliant. Good to have you, Victor. So let me then take
Yeah.
you to where I started off with Solly, Ben Ayade, who tells us confidently that he wants to be president, secretly purchases a senatorial nomination form, which by all the computations is really where his ambition will be fulfilled. So what are you then making of this double dipping by the
I
number?
I
Yeah. Go on.
I actually think there may be a kind of instruction or something, to get 100 million from a number of people, maybe because I don't understand, like, I don't know how he himself, these politicians, sometimes I think they take something, and they begin to think that by one kind of clandestine mathematics, they will just emerge, you know. So that's that's left for whoever is doing that wonderful brainwashing. But I don't think he actually believes that he has a very good chance to clinch the ticket for APC. I don't think he believes that himself.
In fact, I know he must know for certain that he cannot. Against all the juggernauts that are there, he cannot. Let's leave Tinubu and Oshibanjo to one side. He cannot defeat him now. He cannot even defeat Rotimi Amechi.
Amechi, yeah.
You know, so
Yeah.
why even? Is it just to be amongst? Is it just wanting to belong? Is this what it is? Oh, have we lost you again? Yeah, Victor is joining us.
Yeah, or maybe trying to make himself noticed.
That's network problem.
Just trying to make himself noticed.
Yes. All right.
Maybe he's just trying to make himself noticed or something. Maybe preparing, gearing up for something else.
All right, Victor, I'm going to run you through all the talking points quickly, only because the connection dips in and out, and so hopefully we can capture your thoughts as much as we can before you maybe dip out again. Buhari has ordered Emefiele to resign from CBN before Monday. So this is Emefiele. Now we're talking about double dipping. Everybody wants to double dip. He wants to continue to straddle the central bank space while still contesting for the APC ticket. So you cannot have both, is what the law says, and you cannot have both, is what the his president says. But he's in court saying that this is an infringement of his rights. So if the court finds in his favor, how does it play it out? How does it play out then for Emefiele, by your reckoning?
Well, I think from the way I've seen these things go, it's only normal that, because I'm even looking at this from the moral point of view. The ballot boxes, the electoral sensitive materials are going to be warehoused with the CBN, and then the governor wants to contest for president. I don't know how that is fair in his own understanding, but then I think I think by tomorrow we'll hear what the court has to say about whatever he's suing for. So that by tomorrow we'll be sure of.
All right. But he falls into that Ben Ayade category, isn't he? Because a lot of these people, they control so much money that they think the money will do it. You know, he, of course, multiple dollar billionaire, and he's thinking if I throw $2 billion at this, I will get it. But it's not necessarily. There's more to it, because everybody is so rich now in Nigeria at that level that you would need more than money to get these things. You need the loyalty, you need the marketability, you need the permutations politically, you need a base. He doesn't have all of the structures.
A structure.
But he thinks it's money matter. He thinks it's money.
Well, I believe in his, maybe there is a way he has calculated this. I think that's what is actually spurring most of the people to come out. You know, every day you hear somebody is bought a ticket. Next day you hear somebody has just bought a ticket. I think there are some mathematics that they have plotted that will actually help them clinch. I don't even see him as a serious contender, actually, even with all the money. No, it's not. Nigerian politics now is even going out of, it's not always just about the money. It's also about who and what you stand for, and the structure that is around you.
Okay, so is the worst held secret in Nigerian politics, Goodluck Jonathan's crossover to the APC? It looks as though that has now formally been done. At the Otueke word of APC, this guy picks up his registration form. So Goodluck Jonathan, now an APC member, his presidential nomination and expression of interest forms already bought. So he now in contention, he has come to take over, not to take part. What does this portend for the big names? Oshibanjo, Tinubu, Amechi, etc.
Well, I think at that their level, there is actually some kind of power play. Goodluck will be good for some certain interests, especially just like Solly had mentioned, because he's a one-term guy, you know. So, but to me, in all these calculations, I don't find the reason why, even though I liked him as a person, but I've come to learn that when you are not stealing, the people around you too also don't have to be stealing. You know, even if you are not stealing, you should also ensure others are not stealing. The truth, was there corruption? I heard him sometimes say, was
Exactly.
there corruption?
So I
Yes.
agree.
Yes.
Yes.
So if you say, was there corruption? Yes.
Same thing with
Uh,
Obasanjo.
I don't want to be so happy having you back. Like, for what reason? Why is it that Nigeria actually only needs these people that have actually tested power before? Why do we always need them? Like, is it that they were born with these powers, or is it like, why can't something fresh happen in this country? Why are we having to discuss Jonathan again? You know, I don't really get it, but it won't pan out well. It won't pan out well.
You see, a lot of the thing for people like Jonathan, for instance, people like Rotimi Amechi, people like Oshibanjo, all these sort of people, you know, if we set Tinubu aside because it's contentious just how old he is, these are relatively young people who have tested the entirety of the Nigerian political space. So they have no other ambition. There's no other place for them to go to than Aso Rock. Tinubu has been twice governor, senator, etc., is wealthier than Mansa Musa. So there's no other ambition for him other than the presidency. Dito
Exactly.
Oshibando, he's the vice president. No other ambition for him but the presidency. Goodluck Jonathan, I think, is around about 60, early 60s to mid 60s. Still long life ahead of him. So there's no other ambition. If he still has an ambition, it can only really be to return to the presidency. Rotimi Amechi, of course, same narrative. So this is the thing for these people. And they want to be relevant, and their only relevance has to be that seat.
And it is actually because they are somewhat jobless, actually. Like, I don't know. I think they are career politicians. So they get bored when nothing is really happening politically, you know, on their side. Because I don't know whether these people don't know that there are a lot more to do in life than just be in power. I don't really know whether that's the only thing that comes to their head. I don't know why they think I have to be in politics and I have to be in a post all the time. That's why a governor will just drop and enter Senate, where he knows he can be there for years on years, and you know, they just want to be in the system. Like, this system really is so
Have we lost you, Victor? All right. I think Victor's dipped out again. So, Victor, we can't hear you. I'm sure you can hear me, but we can't hear you. Let's give you a moment. You'll come back in a moment.
I can hear you.
Brilliant. Carry on. We can hear you now. Carry on.
Yeah. So I really do think it's because of how much attractive and how lucrative politics is down here that people just wake up and not have any other thing to do other than to play politics.
All right. Politics being the only business in Nigeria, of course. No other industry, just politics.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so this is a piece then by a chap that goes by the name Frederick. Let me see, Frederick Nwabufo. So Frederick Nwabufo, aka Mr. One Nigeria. So that's his name. But this is his submission. His submission is that the Peter Obi supporters are demarketing him, and what he is saying is that the people that support Peter Obi, they are fanatically in support of Peter Obi, but that which is somewhat good. But then they are aggressively also in support of Peter Obi, which is what he is trying to caution against. He's saying that they are somewhat hypobian in the way that, and they are all over the internet. So they will tell you that, oh, the whole of the country wants Peter Obi. He's this, that, and the other. He done ABC. He built Rome in one day and did and turned Anambra to Narnia. And we all those things, you know the usual narrative. And if you try to present a counter outlook, they come aggressively at you. They try to overrun and overwhelm you. And what this guy is saying is that that level of aggression in the promotion of this guy is actually detrimental to his to his political trajectory. That this narrative, this aggression, this insidiousness that comes from that core element that promote him is actually narrowing him to a regional person, which is not what Peter Obi is. An erudite, free thinker, expansive man. That's who we know him as. But the support that propels him, they are somewhat acting against him. So what are you making then of the submission of this Frederick fella?
Yes, such an intelligent and very eloquent and very informative piece. But I have to separate these things here. I have to create distinctions here. It is not just about P2B supporters, all right? If you go online, anyone that has support online has an army of. You just take a look at Davido.
Yes,
take a look at Wizkid.
Even Tinubu did the
Exactly.
same thing.
So he should calm down with the marketing, whatever, unless he does not know what social media is or what social media has become. If he actually knows, he will know that this is what social media has become. Anybody, even our influencers, our celebrities come out to openly talk some trash and tell you nobody will tell them anything, insult whoever. And so that is what social media has become. It's not particularly about P2B's followers or something. That's whoever is exhibiting what will do the same in every other thing. And sometimes we have to accept it. That's what social media has become, where people can just come say what they want to say and not just damn the consequences, And him thinking that those group of guys are majorly the IPOB, it's a lie. It's a lie because from what I have explained, this is anybody who is fanatical about Yaya Bello would go so low to say whatever they want to say. If someone is not tamed, that person is not tamed. It must not be that he is an offshoot of this other kind of people. No, they are not Biafrans. Most Biafrans actually don't want any other thing other than Biafra. Actually, most of them, So even when I was listening to you read them out, and I understand. Yes, what it should be. He's stating what it should be, but in reality, this is the social media of Nigeria as such today, and it's not just about Peter Obi. Whoever it's Yes, if social media has its ears, and this is just one of it. It's the case is not peculiar. If you see someone who supports Tinubu, say whatever you want to say, he will give it to you hot. One Aproko doctor came out to write some things about P2B. In fact, he had to delete that post. And also we could see it from, look, the youths of this country are visibly actually very, very fed up with the system. People are at home right now. People are at home. Like students are not in school as we're on strike. I don't know what else you expect from the social media. I don't know anybody that they think gives them. And if you go calm down, listen to Peter, you will be convinced that this man knows the job. So the only thing they can do is to use their free time and fight whoever thinks otherwise. What I'm explaining is how natural this is. There is a lot of frustration in the country. People are supposed to be in school, but they are home. What do you expect them to do? Whoever they see that looks like a hope, they'll cling to him and wouldn't want to hear any other thing. That's what I see about that. So, yeah, I understand what his point, but this is what is expected to be, and that's it.
Okay, hold on, Charles. I just want to push it on with your permission. But now is all of this? Actually, go, Charles. Let's hear from you. Sorry, Charles. Yeah, Charles, go on.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, Victor was saying that most people be support online, but you said the youth are fed up.
No, he didn't say that. He said people even in Nigeria they are for him.
The reason why it's like the Nigerian people are not taking it smart. The way about a guy like Tinubu who's co-opt than a guy like P2B. That's a fact.
No, but what everybody is saying is that Peter Obi's popularity now has now surpassed Tinubu. So that is to tell you that what you're saying is not what is obtaining on the floor. But Alexander Supercharged to celebrate Victor. He says, I love Victor's passionate and well-informed stance. So that is Alexander delighting in your company, Victor, as we all do. So thank you for the super chat, Alexander. All right. So let me take you then to the last talking point, Victor. So all this Peter Obi storyline, it may well prove to be just an academic exercise. It's just an intellectual exercise because the PDP takes a final decision on zoning, and they have jettisoned zoning then to make it an open ticket for their presidential slot. So it was good, all the talking and all this permutating, but does Peter Obi's ambition then ends at this point? Because of course, all the big name Northerners come into play, and the delegates, most of them in the North. So Peter Obi, thanks for coming, but that is the exit door. Would you say then? Because is that essentially gifting Atiku the APC presidential ticket? Opening it up, yeah.
From what I think, there is something different about Peter Obi. One thing about him is that he has chosen the.
You've dipped out a bit, Victor. Let's just give him a moment because Victor, I think the reception is not. Yeah, go on.
Quite. What a lot of people do not like about him is that he seems, like knowing that politics around here is all about money, but he has chosen that way, and maybe he will end up being popular on just the social media. Maybe he will end up doing something significant for himself. Maybe he.
Okay, Victor, the network is now dipping very heavily. Yeah.
So, and gifting it to Atiku Abubakar, to me, it's understandable. That's Nigerian politics, and it's exactly going to be what it's going to be.
Is that sorry, Victor? Is that what you think is going to happen by opening up the tickets and not zoning it? is that essentially what is going to happen? That we are going to have Atiku, because it's always boasted that he will pick up the PDP ticket anytime he wants. I cannot see Peter Obi defeating him. He's popular amongst the people, but the people are not the ones that are going to nominate the ticket holder.
Exactly. So this is now internal politics, and definitely Atiku may have his way, yeah, but then that's also is left for the delegates to decide. Nigeria really has to come to a point where a lot of people, even the rich, are tired of this system. I think that's when actual change will start. So till they are tired, we will continue that concept of now my person won't enter now. So make we chop first. Maybe from next turn on we'll do the right thing. That would always becloud a lot of reasonings, So yeah, they will definitely. PDP is a strong political party, so definitely the strong among them will come out. That's what I believe personally.
Oh, all right, and PDP cannot really afford to the elegance of picking Peter Obi as a candidate. They have to put their best possible. I was going to say they will have to put their best possibility forward, but if the popularity that everybody insists Peter Obi has is to be believed, is Peter Obi not even their best foot? But is it their best foot in the north? Is it their best foot in the southwest? Yeah.
No. When it comes to the enlightened Nigerian, when it comes to the Nigerian that listens to these politicians, if you actually listen to them, all these aspirants, you will actually find out why people are more likened to why people really like Peter Obi. You understand? He says I think he commands some level of boldness that he will tell you it is there, go and verify. That has been his, so definitely if you are listening with open mind and you're a Nigerian, not an Igbo man cloned Nigeria, or not, if you're a Nigerian, just a Nigerian, you will find the reasons why people like this guy. But then politics will be played at the end of the day, and maybe PDP may not also want to present who the people want. Actually, they may actually, because it has happened most times, people will vote, and who they don't like will get the ticket, or who they don't like will become the president. So definitely they want who will become the president. They want to take power. They are not interested in who will fix Nigeria. They want power in PDP. That's what they want, and that's what it's going to play out.
All right. Thank you, Victor. So thank you, Victor. Victor, let's go on for reasons of time to Zach, who joins us. So Zach, hopefully we have you. Zach, are you there? Zach, if you are there, can you unmute yourself, Zach? Zach? No, I didn't mute you. So are you there, Zach?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, yes, I can now. Yes, good to have you. Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, this Goodluck Jonathan thing. I find it so difficult to believe. Like, hasn't come out yet to make any declaration. I think yet.
No, we can't hear. We can't hear you. We can't hear you. I'm assuming you are in Nigeria because the network is. Can you move around so that you can get a good spot?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, that's a little bit better. Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, but that's a bit better.
Oh, I'm not in Nigeria.
Wherever you are is worse than Nigeria. Is there a country worse? You've just discovered a country worse than Nigeria, wherever it is that you are. Huh? No, Zach? No, we can't hear you, man.
Oh God, I don't know
No,
why you
that's
can't.
better. No, we can hear you now.
You can hear me now.
Yes, if you stay at that spot, then carry on. Yeah, carry on.
Okay, all right. So like I said, I just don't know. This good luck Jonathan thing. I find it very to believe. Like he hasn't come out yet to make any declaration that he's joining APC, and he hasn't come out yet to actually declare that now I belong to the APC and I'll be running under the APC. He hasn't done all that, so I'm kind of find it difficult to believe. Like, can Jonathan actually do that?
Yeah, it's politics now. It's power. You know,
So okay. So
yeah,
my
it's
question
power.
is, my question is, if it's politics, I mean, does that mean that these people don't really have any iota of integrity or self-respect, or what will people say about me, like my legacy? What do they actually live for? Like, because you're a politician, does that mean that you have to leave this world, like just living in terms of, that okay, I'm a useless person, and I want to confirm to the whole world that I'm a useless person, I don't have integrity, because you're a politician? Is that how to live life? I mean, there's more to life than this politics. Does that mean
It's a
that
good.
Jonathan cannot do any other job? Does he have a company that he can wake up in the morning and go to his work? And I mean, what is this all about? Because this is actually bad. If Jonathan actually want to run under APC, I mean, this guy's a professor. He's well read. What do you want to say to the Nigerian people?
And
I
Oshibanjo is
mean,
a pastor. So what are
yeah,
you saying?
Oshibajo is a pastor, but he's under APC. He's running under APC. He can campaign on APC. There's no problem about that.
But
But
why are you
Jonathan,
surprised? So many people have
no,
changed parties normally, but everybody is getting
no, yes,
surprised because it's good
yeah,
luck.
I understand that. I understand that people have changed party, but in Jonathan's case, brother, is different, because this is a ex-president under PDP, and when APC came in power, even till yesterday, APC are still saying that they are still cleaning Jonathan's mess. They are blaming PDP and Jonathan for the destruction of Nigeria till this morning. Now, Goodluck is coming on that platform, and Nigerians so stupid and foolish that they can just come and tell them, now we are changing the narrative. No, now APC saying now Jonathan is the man. I mean, what kind of I don't understand this thing.
Nigerians are bystanders in who governs them. So what Nigerians think or don't think, it doesn't really matter. You know, their votes don't count. We all know that. They don't have any say in how the country is governed. We all know that. So they'll just take what is given. They just accept what is given to them. But Goodluck Jonathan crossing over, it solidifies the assertion that there's no such thing as ideology in Nigerian politics.
That
So
is what I'm saying. That is
it's
what
not
I'm saying.
ideology led. It's just led by the lust for power and greed for
Apart
money.
from
So it's power and money, just nothing else.
apart from lust for power, it shows that these guys are not human beings. I mean, there's something we call shame. There's something we call shame. Like, when people are saying that they're ashamed of you, they're ashamed of your family. No integrity. And you are educated. I mean, what can you say today is one, and everybody know it's one today, and you come back the same day and you say today is two? It's clear that it's one, and you're standing on the fact that today is two, and you want everybody to believe you. I mean, do you
Zach,
know
are
what
you are you trying to equate integrity with being educated?
I mean, I just believe that when you are educated, you should know. I mean,
Okay, but Zach, look at Kim Jong Un. He went to some of the best schools in Europe.
yeah.
He is educated. So, but it doesn't have integrity. So
I
I
mean,
don't.
it doesn't have integrity, but if you look at the political structure of China, you know that it's by hierarchy. It's all based on what
No,
you've
no,
done
but
in
I'm talking
life.
about North Korea. North Korea, Kim
Oh,
Jong
okay,
Un.
North Korea, that other guy. That's a dictator country now. We can't really compare that.
But Nigeria is somewhat a dictator
But this
country.
is but this is shameful. This is shameful. What is wrong with these guys? How can you just do that kind of thing? Like, how can you just come out good luck and say you want to run under APC after all what they've said about you? Don't have family, you don't have uncles, you don't your wife, your kid. I don't understand these guys. This is bad. It's not smelling good at all. What does he want to say? What does good luck want to tell Nigerians? That's what I'm just waiting for. Oh, APC is now the best party. And what?
But what does APC even want to tell Nigerians? Is even
This is
more the
it.
question. You know,
If we
good old
see
Jonathan is just
if
a,
we see
yeah.
the politics Nigeria politicians have been playing, they've been taking us for a ride for years. But what I'm saying is this one that they want to do right now, this one is just so low. This one is just to tell the whole Nigerians that you guys are bullshit. If they're pulling this kind of thing, and if good luck can actually be ridiculed to play this kind of game with APC, my brother, it's done, no, it's done.
Yes, but the Nigerians they are bystanders in their own destiny. They are bystanders. Nigerians have no input in anything that happens in Nigeria. But thank you, Zach. Let's hear
All
from
right.
Rational. Is that your X0? We can hear the machine in the background, so it must be X0. Did you want to come in, X0? Oh, all right. Let's go on. Let's go on to let's go on to Ajan. Let me mute X0 because he's not talking. Let's go on to Ajan Lekoko and have him speak on then this.
You can go to someone else. One man.
Can I go on one man?
Yes. Yeah. Go on. Rational Mind.
Put the question across.
No, I want you to go to the space then that I was taking Ajan Lekoko to. Plan B for Ben Ayade, who are frontally in celebration and mass gala buys the APC presidential and nomination forms, but then in the dead of night with shadowed clothing goes to pick up the senatorial form as well. So double dipping by Ben Ayade. So where does his true ambition? Where will his true ambition be fulfilled? The presidential ticket that he bought to much celebration, but or the senatorial ticket that he bought in the dead of night.
You see, those people, they have no values. We've said it on this your platform. These people have no values. They've always changed their skin or their color like chameleon. Today they are this, today they are that. This is the same Ben Ayade that was in PDP. He came to APC. All, like we've said here, they have this quest for power. They have this lust for wealth or whatever they seek. But then you see, and I think it's not the only one in that bandwagon. I think this former governor of Edo State, what's his name? Former chairman of himself, yes. He has been presented with both APC presidential ticket and a senatorial ticket. But I think it was senatorial ticket that he picked up first, or they gave him first. And then he's picking presidential. And then they asked him that question. He was vague about it. He wasn't straightforward as to what he wants to do. But he was just hammering on. So what I'm trying to say is this. These politicians, they are not, you said, woman, they are just, Nigerians are just a bystander in their own destiny. People deciding their own future for them. And these people, they don't have their interests at heart. All they seek is their own personal benefits, either power, money, or whatever, wealth. So, Ben Ayade for me is one of the most clownish among all those contenders. He's the most clownish. Sometimes I wonder, they call him professor. What kind of professor is he? when the way he talks so too fake. I mean,
He has to be a
start putting
professor
grammar.
now. Have you listened to his budget? Lymphotic blossom. You know, who else but a professor will come up with a budget called lymphotic blossom?
You see the way he talks. I mean, I don't know if you listen to Ruben Abati, the way he describes him sometimes, and that is just how he is. I mean, the guy just sound like it's not a serious contender. You pick up a senatorial and then you pick up a presidential. I mean, that's a plan B, plan A, and plan B. That's what it is. A plan
But
A.
which one is his actual real plan A? Would you say in those two tickets? Which one is his real? Where is his ambition most likely to be fulfilled in those two plans?
I would say his plan A is the presidential. Plan B is the senatorial, because it doesn't seem to me among all the contenders. I don't even see him going anywhere. Except maybe it's the cabals. They've assured him that they will rig it for him. They will rig the primaries for him. Except that, which I don't even think. He doesn't have that political.
How would the cabal assure somebody like Ben Ayade?
That's what I'm saying.
He has nothing to offer them, and they have nothing.
That's what I'm saying. So I wonder. I mean, that would be a miscalculation on those cabal's part to think that they can rig the APC ticket for him. I mean, the primaries for him. So for me, I just think
he doesn't even serve their purpose. So they can't give him consideration now, because it doesn't. Whatever Ben Ayade can bring, Rotimi Amete brings 10 times more.
Yeah,
so it's just enough.
Yeah. He's just a clown. The guy is a clown. He's the most clownish of all of them. So let's move on to the other topic if you have.
All right. So Malam Buhari sends Boss Mustafa on an errand to deliver a message. The message is to Emefiele, just 2 words: get out. So the instruction then that Emefiele must step down now, preferably before Monday, but certainly by Monday. So I'm not quite sure if that Schedule 8412, the offending one in the new Electoral Act, I'm not sure if that captures Emefiele, but certainly the enabling act of the CBN certainly precludes him from partisan politics. So you can't straddle 2 horses both at the same time, make a decision, and get out. So the instructions. But then Emefiele is in court wanting to assert that constitutionally he can't straddle the 2 horses. So how do you see the space playing out for the little man in central bank?
Well, you see, as the governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, the money house of Nigeria, I mean, like you already said, there is an act of the CBN that has said that the governor of the CBN should be non-political. So I don't know why he's getting involved in politics. So, and if you, like they say, people have been saying, if he really has that ambition of wanting to become a politician, he should resign. That's the moral thing to do, and that's according to the CBN act that set up the CBN. But then, if, like you said, Boss Mustafa has been sent to him, the secretary to the federal government, I mean, he needs to do what he's supposed to do. I heard some other people has resigned. Emeka, is it Onu has resigned? The Minister of Education has resigned.
Nwajobi, Akpabio, Rotimi Amechi.
Rotimi Amechi has not been. People are saying it's not. So people say he has, but I don't know. That's what I heard yesterday.
Well, I think that there's been notice in the presidency to acknowledge his resignation.
Okay. Maybe except the presidency has not accepted his, except they've not accepted his resignation, because the headline this morning.
They've invited him to resign now.
Well, I don't know. You know, these people, you can't put anything beyond them. Buhari has done so many shenanigans, things that you won't even expect. You know, these people, they lack any moral compass. Like, when I mean, they don't do things according to law. They themselves, they think they are law to themselves. They just do anyhow. You can see that in their party structure. They just do anyhow, and they violate everything that has to do with the law. So, I mean, what are we surprised? I mean, if he's saying that they should resign, I don't think it's anything to kind of hail, like we're hailing it. He has done the best things. I mean, it's already there in the act that you should resign. So if Emefiele is asked to resign, well, he should. But if he's going to the court, that's to tell you that the average Nigerian politician and influential people, big people who have the money, they feel they can always influence or get a court order or decision to overturn whatever. We've seen it in the case of the Attorney General, how he has abused, not just him alone, so many of them. They've abused the court process. They will just go and get some kind of order, like what we had, what happened to Umai and Ayade himself, and then they just hires one of the top lawyers, and then they get things overturned, or maybe just overnight. So the point is, you see, in Nigeria, you see, I just want to say this: they so bastardized the psyche of the Nigerian people that Nigerians don't even know anything that is right and wrong anymore. They feel anything just goes. And that reflects in the kind of politics and the politicians there. They don't have that moral compass that, okay, this is wrong. This is morally wrong for me, ethically wrong for me. No, they don't. And they've kind of infused that in the average Nigerians. Like most of us will say here, when we leave that country, we go to other countries to live. They will see things from a different angle, from a different perspective. Like, oh my goodness, is this how I've been so messed up in that country? Look at how things are done here. So we wonder why Nigeria. So you see, I don't like saying this, and I don't like saying maybe because of the Fulanis, or the Northerners. But if you look at the so many abuses of the process, you see, the Northerners takes more than 60%, if not even 70% of it. For example, I was saying here on your platform yesterday, the buying of presidential ticket for, which I'm not saying is bad, but there's something morally wrong about that thing. Now, we're talking about Goodluck Jonathan a while ago. They bought ticket for him. Virtually every presidential ticket that was bought for the Southerners were by people from the North, meaning that they must decide for us who is going to be from the South that will be their person. They don't have the right, like we saw in the case of Obasanjo when we were talking about here that yesterday. Let the people themselves decide. They don't have to decide for us. So by buying this ticket for whoever, Tinubu, Yemi Osinbajo, the rest of them, Saraki, and the rest of them, they are telling us that they decide who is going to be the next president, which is very bad for that kind of politics to play in Nigeria. So for me, Emefiele too is one of those people in the bad one or two. They bought ticket for him. So you see, until the Nigerian people understand that the way politics is playing in Nigeria is not anything close to what is morally and ethically, or whatever we want to call it, to be right, we're not moving forward in that country. And in both country, the politicians, they're so infused that in the brains or in the minds of Nigerians to see that a normal thing. It's not normal. So Emefiele should resign. That's the right thing for him to do. If the CBN Act says it, he should, and let him resign. That's all I have to say.
All right, thank you, Rational Mind. So Rational Mind then to the space, Goodluck Jonathan finally picks up his ticket from his Bayelsa ward to become a member of the APC. So he's now a fully fledged member of that party, already brandishing a presidential nomination ticket. So he's not there to. So who's that? He's not there to take part. He's there to take over. So Goodluck Jonathan then, what does this then portend for all the names that we have been conjuring with hitherto, as Osinbajo, Tinubu, etc.? So Goodluck Jonathan, the eagle has landed.
The eagle has landed indeed.
Yeah. Sorry guys. Is that breaking news?
I think it's Zach. Go on, Zach. Breaking news. What is the breaking news?
For Goodluck, guys, he has officially picked up his card.
Well, yes, that's what emerged today.
Yes.
News of Nigeria just broke. News Agency of Nigeria, Sahara reporters, quite a few outlets have reported that. So back to you, Rational Mind.
Okay, so so for me,
who's that? Sorry, there's a heavy.
I think it's is it X0?
Yeah, it's X0.
Or maybe Zach. Anyway, so
carry on.
You see, we've always said it. Some people have always said it on your platform here that Goodluck Jonathan is this kind of person. I mean, our northern friend, our northern brother, this kind of people whereby when you allow them or you kind of form an alliance with them, they stab you in the back. I mean, who was Buhari? Nobody knew Buhari. Buhari was nobody. I mean, he has attempted to lead our country many times on many occasions. He failed flatly. Well, until somebody helped him from the south, in the person of Tinubu. And look at how he's paying him back in a way, him and his cabals. And he allowed himself to be used in the way he's being used. I'm not saying, well, the thing is this, you see, when people fail to learn from history will also always repeat itself. You see, the issue of APC, I think it's the way I'm saying the whole thing, it will implode. Because if you talk about somebody that has really invested a lot, I mean a lot, a real lot into that part, it's Tinubu has invested. I mean, he said it during his acceptance speech. Buhari, he had to thank Tinubu for helping him. He says, I thank exclusively, he thanked Tinubu for helping him getting the presidency, becoming the president. So now, and he's allowing somebody from the other party he defeated, whom even if, he contested against back in 2015. And then, well, you see, the way I'm saying it, I just believe there's something beyond what we understand, what we all know. There's a game plan here. We know that, of course, the guy has only one term, and after that, it goes back to them again. But with the South allow this, I know definitely they will resist. So, like some people have been speculating, maybe that will give rise to more of the Biafran agitation, more of the Southwest Yoruba nation, and some of that agitation will follow. Because I don't see what Jonathan is going to do within 4 years that he could not have done if he had been there 8 years. He needed like 8 years to complete whatever. 4 years is too small for him. So he's just going to be used as a puppet. So, but what I'm just trying to say is that some people say that at least according to the constitution of the APC, he needed 1 year, at least 1 full year to be a member, so for him to be able to pick up that ticket. But some people say they can give him a waiver. If he's given a waiver by the party, he can contest, even though he doesn't have that, he doesn't meet up that 1 year statutory or mandatory 1 year. So, but then I know definitely they will give, because we've seen images emerging from that country of him meeting with Adamu, the APC chairman. So maybe he has met him. They've had their so-called closed-door meeting, and they've given him that waiver, sort of. For him to have registered yesterday, he has not met that 1 year requirement. So what am I trying to say is this, that, there are some, like we said, the Fulani, whatever, bought that ticket for him. So there's something in the making here. And I won't be surprised if Yobe State Governor, Mimala Boni, is one part of them. He's one of those people that contributed to buying that or whatever they did. So, but I know there are some cabals within the Aso Rock, so powerful among the Aso Rock, that are in on this. They want to smuggle him in and maybe do the Adakabra, whatever they call it, to bring back Northern back on board. But the thing is this: if Goodluck clenches that ticket, number one thing is it's going to be a hard sell for APC to sell him, because this is somebody you defeated in 2015. You call all sorts of names, and now you're bringing him to become except maybe there's another game plan B for them to let another candidate from PDP that will emerge, which is likely going to be Atiku, to also eventually win. Because also we've seen pictures or we've seen images of Mimala Boni having some kind of a meeting with Atiku. So you see all these their game plans. You know that the Northerners had some agenda. They know that any Southerner gets there for 8 years is going to reverse so many of these things that this idiot that is there president right now has done. They will reverse it, and maybe definitely they might be schemed out, and maybe the person, if that person is very good, crafty, a very good political person, maybe he will restructure that country, whereby the powers will not even at the center will not even mean anything anymore. What everybody will be pursuing is the state and the local government. That's where people will concentrate. That is where development starts, not from the federal. So if they can do that, take out all those things, the power that makes the Nigerian president so powerful, I'm sure, definitely, they will be discouraged to want to go to the center anymore. Everybody will just concentrate on their own space. So, but then what I'm trying to say is that if Goodluck Jonathan clinches that ticket, APC will implode. I guarantee you that. I can say that maybe I guarantee you that, but that is in my own opinion. I guarantee you that it will implode because somebody who we can't just cook a food. I mean, all of us we contributed money, we cooked one food, and then somebody, let's say Aizon, who is not here, and he says he wants to join us to eat the food because he did not contribute with us. I mean, it makes no sense. So that's how I see it.
All right, but does the Yoruba space, do they have to now recalibrate and have a second meeting then? All that meeting that they had and everybody was showing their arrogance. So now, if they don't have one voice, they get defeated easily. So does the Yoruba space, do they have to have another meeting now and force then one champion? Somebody has to step down. A lot of people have to step down to rally behind one Yoruba voice. Otherwise, it's just easy pickings for Jonathan.
Yeah, of course, definitely. I mean, for him to join that APC, and you have seen the Fulani, buying that.
No, the Yoruba space is what I mean.
I know. I'm just saying that it's to tell you that Goodluck Jonathan will clinch that ticket, and that's what I'm sure of. He will definitely. They will give him that ticket, and I know the only attempt is not to allow Tinubu to get there or any of Tinubu boys, and possibly maybe any other Southerners to be there to get it.
But please, has Goodluck not rejected the nomination? I thought he rejected it.
No, that was you are 5 steps out behind the loop.
You're not in the know anymore. I think
about 5 steps
yesterday or maybe last year. That's what I heard. He has accepted to accept the form. I mean, this is the same person that uses, but let me not go into that because I need to make precision. So anyway, for me, what I'm just trying to say is the Yoruba agitation, there will be a meeting, I'm sure. And what I see is the only person that I see, which himself is a damaged good. 2 persons, now let me just say 2 persons that are damaged goods. Oshibajo and Tinubu, they are damaged goods. And even Fayemi, what has Fayemi done in the Ekiti State? I mean, what can he campaign?
No, they can't rally behind Fayemi because it's just not too strong a name.
The only 2 damaged
like you
goods,
said, they are all damaged. It's Goodluck Jonathan, not damaged goods. They are all damaged goods.
Yeah, of course. So, but then the only person that I feel that has the political, like you would say, I think he was the person that first used that word, have the political capacity. That is Tinubu. I feel he's only one that can really counter him because he knows that he has that political Maradona to
is this Ote, the Ote within this is our biggest Achilles heel in Yoruba land, is treachery, isn't it?
Of course.
Treachery is going to cost us yet again, but then that's always been the case.
Yeah, that's always been the case.
We always self-sabotage so much. And this is so the arrogance that I'm above you, this, that, and the other. So Oshibanjo, he thinks that he's now a big boy. Tinubu, he insists that he's the biggest boy. Fayemi says that he went to school, and they're all squabbling, and before you know it, Goodluck Jonathan takes it again, and then they will start.
Yeah, that is it. So they need to come together. They need to come and agree on one person to buy that ticket from them. So, like you said, one man, I see a possible calling again. Maybe Oshoba and the other man they will call for another.
Bisi Akonde.
Yeah, Bisi Akonde. Thank you. They will call for another meeting so that. Because if they go into that primaries, all of them, I mean, they will work it for this guy, for Goodluck. They will give it to him because Northerners within that party, they will give it to him.
Because if the Yoruba come together as one entity, it's a formidable force. We're talking about Fashola, we're talking about Aregbesola, we're talking about Oshibajo, we're talking about Tinubu, we're talking about Fayemi. So they can be beaten, but it will take some beating to beat them.
Of course.
But if they are split into all these splinters, because they have not chopped them up into bits, or they've chopped themselves up, then they are easy pickings.
Yeah, they will dilute their vote, each other's votes, because the whole of Southwest will be going for maybe Ekiti goes to Fayemi. And this guy maybe was able to get Osun and maybe what's it called? Osun and Lagos State. That's Tinubu. And this one has, they've already diluted their, I mean, maybe they have like 100, and 200 or 300. And this guy was his name. Definitely, he will get the delegates from the South. That I'm sure.
One man.
All right, let's hear from X0. Yeah, let's hear from X0. Yeah, go on.
I just want to say something. The reason why they want Goodluck is because they want somebody who can go into the East conveniently and then reduce this tension. But then again, the Goodluck we are finding, they're going to see now is a new Goodluck, not the former one.
No, the Goodluck that we saw is the Goodluck that we know. There's no old dogs, new tricks. It's not learning any new tricks.
No, it's not going to be the same Goodluck. Trust me.
They're just going to beat him up as they did the last time. They're just going to. They know they can beat him up easy. They're just going to beat him up as they did the last time.
You mean Goodluck?
Yes.
Well, you see, the thing is this. I just feel he has some kind of assurance they're giving to him by some people that they will make him. They'll give him that ticket.
No. X0 is saying we're going to see a new Goodluck that might not be the whipping boy, the whipping boy that we know him for.
That guy is politically naive. I mean, he's just naive. He thinks
and his naivety is especially demonstrated again now.
It's clueless. I mean, it's always. I think maybe he would have learned his lesson. I mean, but it's like apparently he doesn't have that moral compass of knowing that this is wrong for me. Let me not shortchange our people from the South. I mean, it's not like he said, it's not about me. Other people's life is not what is ambition. So why is it now, backtracking again now? Sort of, that's how I see it. So which means these politicians, they will always be who they are inconsistent, especially Nigerian politicians. So finally, let me just say this, talking about the Southwest, I think there's a need for them to come together and form one united candidate. If not, no, I see Goodluck Jonathan, and Jonathan will definitely clinch that ticket. That's what I see, because the Northerners because as long as the Emefiele allow whatever I said, he's their man, they will rally around. They've been raking that they have 11 million vote for him, or whatever vote they say they have for him. So let's just see how that, because I know those people are very powerful. They know how to play that game, and then definitely they will walk most of the vote from the North for Goodluck. So they should come together, and I think that's what they should. That would be the best for them.
All right, thank you. So thank you. Let's try Ajanle Koko again, see if it's ready for us. Ajanle Koko, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here, one man.
All right, brilliant. Good to have you, Ajanle Koko. So Ajanle Koko, then the talking points. Let me take you to the space. PDP takes final decision on zoning. And the decision that they have taken is that it's going to be an open field. So all these are talks eulogizing about Peter Obi's credentials. So that's been ended, I suggest, with that statement. Because forget his credentials, the internal politics of APC, of PDP, essentially belongs to people like Atiku and Saraki. So by that decision, then they sent Peter Obi to the back row to go and sit down. So what are you then making of that open ticket that's been declared?
One man, PDP have been showing that sign all this while that they are not going to zone their presidential ticket to any part of the country, and they are finally done it now with action. So what we have now is that it's going to be a way for the best aspirant among them with that structure around the country that will emerge. And we all know who that person is. It is Atiku. So Atiku will secure the ticket, and Obi, as we have seen it, he has opened up a very good relationship with Atiku Group, because he attended the Atiku declaration for presidential race. So let's be looking forward to Atiku and Obi ticket again. Nothing more than
Number two man again.
Yeah, that is
That's his destiny, isn't it?
yeah. Obi, yes, is doing good online, but we are not doing online vote. The delegates are not online. They are physical people on the ground across the country. They constitute the machinery of the party, and they are the people that will do the job. And Atiku is in firm control of majority of them. This is the machine he has built for years, for over more than 3 decades. He's been coming with that machine with the senior Yaradua, the old military guy Yaradua. So
Shehu Musa.
Shehu Musa, yeah, yes. So we should just be expecting our brother. We should be expecting Atiku and Obi ticket. That is what I believe will come out from PDP.
Oh, okay, so it looks as though that Atiku Obi ticket will be coming up against Goodluck Jonathan Malabone ticket. Alexander Gomez so confident, he's supercharged to say Goodluck Jonathan will be the next president of Nigeria. So Goodluck Jonathan then picks up his party registration form from Otoake in Bayelsa State, having already procured the presidential nomination form via his proxies in the north. He has not come to the APC to take part. He's come to take over. So now Tinubu step aside, Oshibanjo back to your office, and everybody clear the deck. So what are you then making then of the arrival? The eagle has landed. Goodluck Jonathan.
Goodluck Jonathan is not our eagle. You are our eagle, one man.
It's the ABC eagle.
Yeah. I don't see the way Goodluck Jonathan will secure the ticket under free and fair primary. He doesn't have no structure in the party. Yes, presidency might be behind him and some cabal within the party, but I guarantee you one man, they want to rig the primary and force him on others, and that will implode the party. I don't see him securing that ticket. It's not going to secure the ticket. And if they should manipulate it and get him the ticket in a fraudulent way, that's the end of APC. Take it from me. If the APC does not end immediately after the primary, APC will end at the poll. Politicians are very smart. They know the way to play their game. People like Tinubu and all these people that invested so much in that party, that have done everything to build that party, that sacrificed a lot. They sacrificed their integrity. They sacrificed everything in support of Buhari, but only for Buhari to pay them back this way, to go and bring Jonathan and want to lord Jonathan on them. Forget it. Jonathan will not win the election. I want to guarantee you that. They did it. They are still there. They make it possible for Buhari to be president, and they can still make it impossible for that party to win the next election. They are there.
So, do you think Goodluck Jonathan coming into the race it re-energizes Tinubu's candidature, Tinubu's campaign? Because I'm saying this because if Goodluck Jonathan comes in, it forces the Yorubas to then coalesce, to converge behind one voice. You know, because they can't have all the splinter groups to go up against Goodluck Jonathan candidature, because Goodluck Jonathan candidature is a Fulani candidature. So if the Yorubas must converge behind, if they are insisting that power must come to Yoruba land, then they must converge behind one voice. Otherwise, it's just easy picking for Jonathan. Nobody else can stop him apart from a Yoruba propulsion. Yeah, but if they continue to splinter as they are splintered, then it's just a cakewalk for him.
One man, if the Yoruba people should go the tribalistic way and actually just clinch Nigeria for the Southwest, I don't think anybody will ever have chance of clinching that presidency again from any other zone. We
If the
lost.
Yorubas don't converge behind one voice, then forget it.
Yeah.
They are 12 years out of
So they
play.
are
And
forcing our hand to be
yeah,
tribalistic.
no, it's not even tribal. People are play. This is the politics in play now. So it's a regional politic in play. So they have to play it, and this ote and eternal politics that the Yorubas play is going to be their Achilles heel. It always has been. This is the thing that always undoes us. But
What do you mean,
it,
Ote?
because actually Osinbajo insisted that he must go, even though he wasn't the foremost in line. Tinubu insisted that he should hold his space, even though people are saying that he's not the best fit. Fayemi saying he speaks the best grammar and therefore he must be president, and the usual, so, and they are just the ego and arrogance that they are propelling ahead of everything else. So a lot of people have to park their ego and set behind one person. Because if the Yorubas come as one fist, that fist carries a very powerful punch. That fist on one finger is Aregbesola, another finger Fashola, another finger Oshibanjo, Tinubu, Bise Akonde. So these are real heavy hits. But individually, they're just a slap, but as a fist, they're a punch. But will they converge as that fist to thrust at the space? This is the thing. That is the Ote and Etano. That is
One
the
man,
Yoruba. That
on
is
normal
always our
cases,
undoing.
on normal cases, I wouldn't say we can come together. But if they try it, if they actually try it, well, you know, you will have stronghold over Nigeria.
Ajale Koko, so so two that's our thing that I was just having with Solly, that this now it forces or it should force, if they have any ambition, the Yorubas to converge behind
This is not the
one.
Yoruba way, though. But
Yes. Let Ajale Koko tackle that. Ajale Koko, are you there?
Yeah, one man. What is going to happen is this. Yoruba will eventually, all the aspirants from Yoruba land, they will eventually step down for one candidate among them. But it's going to be at the primary level.
No, but will that be too late, though? There's something that needs to happen with some urgency, I would suggest.
No, it's not going to be too late. What they are going to do at the primary is not going to be one round primary. It's going to be like, it will go like 2 rounds primary. And at the primary, we're going to see alignment and realignment, because before the primary date, each candidate will have known their position in number of candidates,
But is the narrative in the
delegates.
build-up, sorry, Ajale Koko, is the narrative in the build-up to the primaries, is it not part of what happens in the primaries as well? Because if they are all behind one voice now, one person now, then all the voices are propelling that person. Fashola can then open up, and Fashola very good at public speaking and very forceful and very intelligent. And Aregbesola, so all of these people can subsume the space and force that narrative. But if they are doing all these silent whispers with one singular voice, trying to convince, so by the time they get to the primaries, the narrative might not be as strong as if they are already using this long build-up to launch at our primaries.
Well, let me tell you, one man. You see, politicians, they have a way of doing it. Already now, before primary, they will mutually agree among themselves that, okay, this is what they are going to do at the primary. The primary is delegate. It's not the public that are going to vote. So they know what they are carrying to the primary, and at that primary, at that particular place, that is when they will align and realign with each other to vote for one candidate. If it is clear to them that yes, if they don't do that, the chances might slip away their hand to another candidate from other region of the country. So what I'm saying here is that at this moment, now they have paid 100 million, now they have been campaigning, they won't do it now, but they will have that mutual agreement that, hey, when we get here, this is what we are going to do, so that we can bring it down to our region. And that is what eventually going to happen. You see, we don't know the criteria they are going to set that will dictate the winner in the primary. Maybe in totality, they have like 5,000 delegates, and they must set a threshold requirement that whoever that get 3,000 out of 5 will be declared the winner. So I don't think anybody at the first round can hit that ground. So they will have known among themselves, all the delegates, all the presidential aspirants will have known among themselves how many delegates they are taking over there to the primary, and in view of that information with them, they will now do some realignment or alignment with each other. So I believe that Yoruba people, those in contention with Tinubu, one of them will step down for one particular candidate. But what I know for fact is that politicians in party politics, there is no way that a new person will be brought into the party and force them when it comes to the biggest position like this, and then they will force that person on top of those that have sacrificed, have paid their due so much for the development of the party. It doesn't happen like that. So it's going to be a tough battle, but let's wait and see what is going on. But what I know for sure is that the emergence of Jonathan is not going to be free and fair, and that will bring serious rancor, setback for APC. And look, the West, we still have we are still going to be the region that will decide the winner. I want you guys to look at it this way. If Atiku becomes the nominee of PDP and he picked Peter Obi as his vice president, and Jonathan is the nominee of APC, are you going to tell me that Igbo people are going to vote for Jonathan when it is clear that Jonathan is surcharging is going to surchange us because it's not going to spend more than 4 years in power? You understand what I'm saying? So Igbo people, he cannot get the vote from the Igbo land because they be looking at their son. Their son is number 2, and there's possibility that, that guaranteed them that in the next 4 or 8 years, yes, they could attain the position of presidency, than to go and vote for Jonathan that, will only have the chance of 4 years, maximum of 4 years, and then the power will switch to the north for another 8 years. So it's going to be, and Yoruba will be in a position to vote for one of them. Are you going to tell me that Yoruba will vote alongside Jonathan? No, they will vote for Atiku. Yoruba know how to play that politics of hotel. When they see that, oh, you want to trample and tell them that, yes, they are nobody in the scheme of things, they will vote, go and mark it down, one man. They will say, this Atiku man, he has been trying all this while. Oh, he is married to one of our sons, one of our daughter. He has tried several times. Let us give him this time because we were robbed.
Let
us, what benefit is us? Is Jonathan, in the last time he was there, he marginalized Yoruba people. How are we sure that it's going to be there for us this time? No, let us even vote for this, what do you call, this article man.
I
And
don't
see
think
what he's going
Jonathan
to
will
get
even.
on.
I don't even think he will campaign in Yoruba land because he knows that the Yorubas they don't really vibe with him at all. Yeah, I don't
So,
think the Yorubas vibe with that guy.
but but what I know is that APC will be a party of the past if Jonathan happened to be their nominee. He cannot secure that ticket on a free and fair election. It's going to be it's going to be a force on the party, and then big politician will resist it, and that will be the end of APC. That's what I know for sure.
All right, thank you, Ajale Koko. Ajale Koko, so for reasons of time, let me see if Aizon is still with not Aizon, but Xero. So let's see if Xero is, Xero, are you there? Okay, we don't appear to have Xero. So let me put to you then.
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, brilliant. Okay,
there's
so
a lot of noise.
yes, there's a lot of there is a lot of noise, but we'll soldier through. But this
Have you finished that jollof rice this morning? Zero.
And chicken,
and chicken.
I finished
I get
this
more
time
money.
with fish.
I get more money for you if you want more money to support you.
How many lives? Let me know. All the compliments are in there, you know.
Professor Ajale Koko. Professor Shetibo orúkọ yín ní Mayegun live àbí?
Ta ló sọ? Kí ló jẹlẹ̀ Mayegun?
Ẹ mọ̀ nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀.
Kí ló jẹlẹ̀?
They were referencing you now. They were referencing you. That Ajale Koko from One Man Show. He said this and he said that.
I know this. It is only from this program that he has seen that Ajale Koko. That word, when he used that word, one Professor Ajale Koko. October Watch program, it's 3 days ago or so.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay. You are international now.
Are you serious?
Yes. All these people are watching us now. They are watching us, but you know.
That's good. That's good for One Man Show.
You know, occasionally they turn up, but they don't turn up enough. But because they can't handle the smoke, you know. But Koike braved it. Adeyinka, maybe because Adeyinka came on this platform and very quickly ended up in prison. So maybe that's what's carrying them up. But you know, very quickly ended up in prison. But so this narrative now, and this is something that repeats. There's two coverings of this story, but the one that I read out, I'll take you to. Supporters are demarketing Peter Obi. This is a lead voice in the southeast that is saying this, and it's talking about that aggressive, insidious, very spiky, extremely toxic proportion that we're seeing online, and it's narrowed it to the Ipobians, the Ipobian element of the Peter Obi support team. They are somewhat demarketing him because they don't want to hear a critical analysis of the man or a contrary view of him being pushed. So they just go out with all of this list of achievements for Peter Obi and insist that he has this popularity. And when people say they don't recognize it, they so much hate and bile that they're somewhat demarketing Peter Obi as a possibility and almost even narrowing him as a regional champion. So this is what this man is proposing, and this is a view that is being held widely. But what would you respond? What would your response be to that, Xero?
Woman, when it comes to things that relate to, first and foremost, I would say, these days when people ask me where I come from, I don't directly say I'm Igbo, because then they already put me in a box, like this kind of box, where they already know my opinion and they already expect those kind of, hot, temperamental discourse. But this is, I'm learning to understand people like you and other people who have contrary views. Now, to the subject matter, you see, the people of the Igbo extraction, they have over time faced a lot of marginalization and even toppled with killings in this Buhari administration. That they no longer take easy when it comes to discussing freedom issues or issues of democracy or their candidates. They feel you want to put them into another 4 years of slavery or 4 years of punishment if you don't accept their candidate, you know. And then in the southeast, you must understand that there are nuances of political followers. Some are more nuanced towards the IPOP, while some are more nuanced towards the federal Nigeria. But in the middle, you still find people who have a bit of both characteristics. But in the long run, I think we should just lay the focus on the candidates and not the followers. Not
All
the
right,
followers. Yes.
all right, thank you. And to
Yes.
the Ben Ayade space, double dipping. To great celebration and pomp and pageantry, he announces that he wants to be president of Nigeria. And then in a hooded dark clothing, in the shadows of night, he goes to pick up a senatorial form as well. So Ben Ayade now filling two forms, submitting to the APC, one to be president and one to be a senator for Cross River North. So where do you think his ambition is most likely be to be fulfilled? Senatorial ticket or a presidential ticket? Ben Ayade double dipping. What says you?
First and foremost, I must tell you that I hate that guy. I hate him so much. There's nothing he has achieved in his life. So somebody that pulled out of PDP when PDP needed him most, just to go and stand by. He said he moved to APC because of Buhari, because of Buhari's achievements. He wants to be close to Buhari. I mean, this is the same person I saw crying and telling people he wish he could help the people. You are a governor of a state. You've squandered all the money and you are busy crying and telling the people that you wish you could help. You wish you could do more. This is the person that was lying and crying. That I want to now listen to. This guy is just like
We're losing you somewhat, Xero.
he wants. Can you hear me?
Yeah, better now.
I think what these guys are trying to do is to have that immunity, because those offices provide them immunity, and then after another 4 years, maybe people would have forgotten his criminal past, because this guy stole money and is afraid that the next president or the next governor of that state might want to probe. So he needs immunity, safety. So what is he trying to help us do in the Senate or in the House of Reps? Nothing. Just to sit down there, receive salaries, and then be immune from EFCC and all those things. But I don't like to discuss that guy because everything about him just sucks. You know, I mean, just sucks. What has it done for anybody? And don't forget, he locked up one journalist, one guy. He locked up that guy for so long.
Yeah, that is Agbajalingo. Was it Agbajalingo?
Yes. Yes, because the guy was revealing the secrets.
Yeah.
He locked up that guy for so long and was lying that he's not responsible.
Yeah, he stole $500 million naira, and Agbajalingo exposed. Yeah,
he almost killed that guy now.
Yeah. Yes. If it wasn't for the publicity around him, around that case, that guy would have disappeared permanently.
That would have been disappeared permanently. You know, that kind of people, I think the guy is mentally deranged to think that people want, and he will tell you, my people want me to help them. Your people are not wanting anything from you. They just want you to disappear. You are a thief. But this is Nigeria, you know, anything happens. So people like that can still contest and possibly win Senate elections.
All right, this is Nigeria, as you said, and this is Nigeria as Goodluck Jonathan picks up the APC nomination form. The APC now is already picked up the nomination form, but it's now gone to his local government ward to register as an APC member. So the circle completes. The eagle has landed. He has come to take over, not to take part. Goodluck Jonathan, then your president 2023.
You see, so for everybody now, it is now clear to us that Goodluck Jonathan, like Buhari, they are all the same 10 and tempest. You know, first he told us no, he's not interested. He doesn't know who. Somebody wrote a lengthy letter, denouncing that nomination, and then all of a sudden there's now a U-turn. I just think these Nigerian politicians, they're a different breed of human beings. First, they are enjoying the power of status quo that the world provides them. Sometimes I always criticize the United Nations for allowing these governments in Africa to supersede because they want status quo. Because that's the only way they can have their way in Africa. If you have a good government, it will not go smoothly for the United Nations and their overlords. So they want people like this that can easily open the way so that they can take our resources. Jonathan has no business coming back. Jonathan has no business coming back. First, like I said, his DNA has changed, whether you want to believe it or not. The mere fact that Fulanis are buying that ticket for him already puts them at a vantage position. That means those things that the South enjoyed from him before are now going to be enjoyed by the Fulanis. He will now close his eyes and allow some of those things that Buhari's administration was allowing to continue. That is the sole reason why they are putting this guy, so that it will not be in history that they bought the form. They have invested in his candidature. So automatically they have invested in his presidency. And like we used to hear from this Fulani government, the Miyetti Allah will now be pronounced again as a part of the next government. That spells doom. That's the continuity of what we have now. To say that Miyetti Allah is a part, who knows what is Miyetti Allah in the past, maybe 10, 15 years ago? We didn't know anything like Miyetti Allah.
That's now the mainstay of Nigerian politics now, Miyetti Allah.
Yes, exactly. Where you're supposed to be having, in countries like America, where you have the patriots, you have the collegiates, you have those intellectual bodies as part of government or people who sway things. In Nigeria, you have Miyetti Allah. And who are these people? People who run cattle. It's a shame. It's a shame that this is Nigeria and things like this can happen. But like I said, the Jonathan that we are going to get from this current system, this current process, is a changed Jonathan. It's not the Jonathan that will listen to any confab. It's not the Jonathan that will listen to any intelligent discussion or what's it called? Debate. It's a Jonathan that is already diluted towards a Fulani structure that is superseding, that is preceding his administration.
If Miyetti Allah bought him his ticket, which is what he's telling us, how, as president, then is he going to stop the Fulani headsman from savaging the South?
Yes, that's what I'm telling you. There's no way, because now they have already. That's a signature they have put on his administration. That's an imprint they have put on his administration, because now they, just like before he left office, some people said that there were even Boko Haram in his administration. This time, there is even more Boko Haram and more Miyetti Allah in his administration, live and direct, living every day with him. If Jonathan could leave office because he was scared that maybe the West are supporting the Fulani, in this new administration that is coming in, he will already have known that, okay, he's not the owner of this administration. He's just here maybe to settle some scores or maybe to prevent some things from happening. Period.
All right, thank you, Xero. So thank you, Xero. So thank you, gentlemen. We've gone well past the 2-hour mark. We're almost 2 hours in. So we'll seek to round off here. But join us in the evening, please, if you can, where we'll be discussing Ambode picking up the forms to rival Sanwo-Olu. Buhari saying that he doesn't care where the people who bought the nomination forms got the 100 million naira from. So that and many other topics. So converge again 9:35 UK time. So compute that within whatever time zone you have and make yourself available. When I put out the notice for the evening session, if you can, if you are inclined, if you pop it in your social media feeds, your WhatsApp groups, your Facebook spaces, so that we have even more people. So let your friends and families, people you like or dislike, let them come and hear the nonsensities that goes on here. So we leave it there. Carry conversation on within the comment section, but here I say peace. Thanks, guys.